You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast, comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts, Michael, Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
5, 4, 300. It's our 300th episode, everybody. Welcome. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth.
Gonna have some fun tonight. We've been kind of like teasing this and leading up to it, and we keep mentioning we're getting closer to 300 and closer. So we got to pay off.
We're here. It's finally here. Happy 300. You would think after 300 episodes, when we have one of these, milestones, we would have some kind of fresh and new idea to do for that show. But
you're in the wrong place.
No, this ain't it. We're going to do the same thing we've done twice before.
In episode 100, we got a crazy idea to, hey, let's look back at old clips and our best moments. We grew up in the 80s. We loved clip shows on sitcoms. Those were always the best. Did the same thing at 200. And, hey, why stop a good thing? We're at episode 300, and we're going to look back into the past. Whether you are a long-time listener who has heard all this before, or you've just discovered us recently and are wondering what you're missing, we are going to go back over some of our favorite moments and some of the origins of either inside jokes or running bits we've done or segments that we've started. So you're going to get a quick refresher course on KPP tonight.
And this is a lot of stuff. Some of this we haven't talked about for a while. Some of it I had forgotten about for some time. So this will be a fun little trip back.
I have no idea. I was not a part of any preparation, so I'm sitting in the best seat right here.
You are fresh to this. I went through. I re-listened to all these old episodes, and this is me cherry picking these out of here, and then Cliff edited them all together, and Seth is just going to enjoy them. So
sounds good.
Now this is the first time we've done it via Zoom. We are still being COVID safe, and we're keeping our distance. We're in not in each other's faces. So who knows? We're just we've never done this on this type of technology. So
experimental time.
Right. We think it's gonna work, and we trust Cliff to make it work.
Oh,
no pressure. And it's also not. This is a very specific time period. So the first 100, episode 100, we did about the first 50 episodes. Plus some of the 20 we did before this that were so pro podcast. And then by the time we got to episode 200, we added about 50 more. So we were up to about episode 100 when we did 200. So we're going way back still. This episode will cover approximately episodes 100 to 150. So, something we laughed about last week, that's too fresh. We want to look back at the classic stuff. So this is right around the spring of 2018 through early 2019.
Well, so before the world collapsed and turned upside down.
Right. So those were the heydays.
So all of these clips, when we were recording these episodes, we would have been in person still.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is an era of very long episodes. This was when we were trying to cover every episode had a movie segment and a TV segment and a Riverdale segment and a whatever other. So these episodes were all an hour and a half or 2 hours long, and we were really pushing it. But there was good stuff there. I really enjoyed going back and you think, it's old, outdated news, but I really enjoyed going back and listening to these. And it was an era we had a lot of new ideas for segments. I think the show really evolved. We did some experimental things, some things we never did again, some things we still do now. So it was an era of growth. Okay. So
I like when shows do that, when you like see like it's like a joke on a sitcom. Remember when it was like polka all the time or something?
So, and I also remember episode 100, we each picked our favorite episode that we had done, and we listened to like 20-minute clip. It was a 3-hour episode.
Oh,
so
wow. I don't remember that.
Yeah, we all four of us picked a certain, I think it was like, it was the where we learned Michael was from another dimension or something. And we listened to that whole like half hour and just cackled like idiots. But so we're not going to do that. It might be a long episode, but it won't be that long. So I'm going to give you a couple to bookmark here. Okay, these are some of our best episodes from this era. So go back, listen to episode 95. We did our top musical movie moments. That was an idea Seth had of a song or a moment in a movie that was musical that really stuck with you, and we had a really good discussion there. Episode 101, it was called Schwanel, and that episode always has the most down. I don't know why that episode. I don't know if it's the title or what about it, but that's always been like one of our top downloaded episodes. So nothing specifically memorable about that one, but
I remember some stuff about that one.
I mean, it wasn't like a special episode. It wasn't a theme episode or anything.
No.
But, episode 107 is me coming back from having pneumonia, and I told that whole saga. It was like a half-hour discussion of me losing my mind and nearly my life, and that was that was a pretty good discussion. Episodes 108 and 109, we did our top 10 video games.
Oh, yeah. With Russ.
Special guest Russ Cassidy came and hung out with us. And the whole time we're like, well, we're not really big gamers. And we talked and laughed. And the running joke of that one was, it was the most excited Cliff has ever been. Everything Cliff talked about was like, and then the thing could jump like this. And you did. And we were like, Cliff, calm down. Like, you're not a gamer. But Cliff, he was like a kid in a candy store. Episodes 118 and 119, another two-parter. We did our top 10 animated movies. My brother Justin Lowe sat in for that one.
Yeah,
and we
those were both
all the
really good.
All the best animation. Lots of Disney nerdery going on that one. A little bit later, episode 126. Stan Lee had just died that week, and we just kind of a spur of the moment eulogy talking about Stan Lee, all the characters he created, what those characters meant to us, what Stan meant to the world and pop culture, and just kind of no research, no in-depth, it was just an off the cuff, love fest for Stan Lee, and I really enjoyed re-listening to that after, leaving behind the emotions of that event. And a complete 180, episode 132 was KPP Big Brother, where Seth can see he used an online simulation to do a season of Big Brother starring all our KPP friends and mascots like Ronald P. Tramp, Jesse Starcher was there, Bigfoot, Mr. Miyagi, Riverdale crew.
Wow.
So
Zach and Cody.
That was the big twist. Both Zach and Cody.
It was a twin twist.
And the simulation says this person's the head of household, this person gets the veto, and you concocted an entire.
Yeah, I made up the
Bigfoot went
whole
through the garbage, and he found this.
I'd seen so much Big Brother that I was like, I can totally come up with what would happen.
So no clip could ever capture that. You've got to listen to the whole 2-hour shenanigans. So those to me were the top.
What an era! That
era.
really takes me back. Oh my gosh!
All right, so bookmark those. Go back to them at your leisure, and we're gonna commence with the clipping. Here's a few highlights.
Before we wrap up the Cloverfield discussion, I want to point out this discussion is brought to you by our wonderful fan Larry, who has decided spoilers are
That's what I
okay.
was gonna say.
Because we asked you an episode or two ago, when we review this stuff, do you want to hear spoilers or not? And we said if anyone has an opinion, we will take it. And our pal Larry said he wants all the spoilers. So Larry,
Yep.
our show is now spoilery.
Yep. He's
Forever let it be known.
Yeah, we can blame it on Larry. So if we,
So we
spoil
need
something
we
for
need
you,
2 votes to outvote Larry. So if you don't like
Yeah.
spoilers, we need 2 people to tell us
you
that.
guys are getting straight spoilers until 2 people vote him down. This is a great system.
Blame it on Larry.
We don't do that enough anymore. Sheriff Keller has Hal. He's taking him in. When did that happen? I missed a part.
You missed a part. As he's choking Alice, Betty sneaks up behind him. She grabs the fireplace shovel and smacks him on the back of the head.
Much like she did with Svensson.
Right.
She wanged him with the shovel.
Wanged him. I like
Wanged him
that.
with the shovel. Writing that down.
I've never used the word wang.
I think that's a Futurama thing.
Oh, okay. Chubby wanged him with a shovel. Oh, yeah.
Chubby.
Wow.
Yeah, we still use that.
It was birthed. Wanging with the shovel. So that's it. Oh my gosh. Well, that was important stuff to talk about, but
Oh my god.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Who's the other? Basically, we have one episode left. What are they going to resolve here? We got to find out who the other hood is.
I feel like it's just kind of like this was the peak.
Yes.
Like this was the climax.
This
And
was,
the next
Game of Thrones
episode-
does this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9th episode is always the big things happen, and then the last one they wrap things up.
Do you think Betty goes after the snake charmer? Like Dark Betty?
Ooh.
Ooh. Chubby.
Chibby. I'll just say that. Maybe she'll wang him.
With the shovel.
Futurama season 2 episode 20.
He found it. He found it. He wants to prove he's not crazy.
Fry says, but instead of falling in and getting frozen, I missed and wanged my head. So I've always used that as
I like it.
descriptive.
I like it.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Pretty
It
great.
took me this many years to finally get that word in my vocabulary. I can't wait. I'm going to use it all the time. I'm going to wear it out, bud. Good stuff.
After I watched Baywatch, I was like, man, I need something to, good to watch. Put me in a good mood. And this movie was not the movie to do that.
Oh, really?
Yes. I thought it was going to be a cute little story about the real Christopher...
Rise and fall.
Yeah,
the bear with no pants.
Yes. The real Christopher Robin and his, his playtime buddies.
So which came first, Donald Duck or Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah.
Um,
And why does Donald Duck put a towel on when he gets out of the shower?
So what? I'm assuming Winnie the Pooh's older, so why are we calling it Donald Duckin'?
that's true.
We should have called Winnie,
Winnie
the
the
Pooh.
Pooh.
Man, if we didn't have a title already, we sure as hell do now. Winnie the
I thought you were going to, when you said you watched documentary, I thought you were going to talk about Walt, the man behind the myth.
I saw that on there today, and I was like, I bet somebody's seen it.
Yeah, I sat down and watched it, and it's pretty.
Does it? Oh, wait.
Everything's pretty on the surface about it.
Not,
It doesn't get too deep.
enough.
No,
Yeah, right.
we don't get very deep in
You were
that
like typing your rebuttal. Of
Yes,
like,
yes.
Dear filmmakers, I believe you have left out too many important details.
one. Yeah. For your casual fan, I'm sure it's fine.
He suggested it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys might learn something that,
Hell, I will. I refuse to learn anything.
I forget sometimes that, every time we do have Jesse or Jared or Justin, whoever on the show. It does bring a little extra energy that I sometimes forget about, like, because we kind of use the same jokes, a lot of the same, over and over and over again. And I feel like every time Jared's on or something, he has some little tiny little comment in there or little line that just sticks.
Stop in there. I stopped in there today to see. I'm sure a lot of people have stopped lately to see, is there some deals? If they're closing, shouldn't there be deals? There's no deals.
I was curious. Yeah.
I didn't see any deals different than any other day. Not to say there won't be, but so far it hasn't trickled down. This is very recent news.
I feel like I can't think of another comparable. We can all see the writing on the wall. This is where a lot of these things are going.
What writing? What's happening to retail?
You zone out during this moment. But we're
gonna be fine, right?
I think like all the bookstores that closed, a handful of years ago, Barnes and Noble, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm like rubbing salt in the wound right now. But yeah, I can't. Is there another kind of a retailer this big, this well known, this many stores that's just said nope, we're done?
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the mayor.
We also got an Aquaman trailer that dropped many days ago, and we all really liked because we've all seen it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tell us all about what we all saw.
Jason Momoa wearing a wallet chain, talking to fish.
What? He's got a wallet chain? I did not see this. I did see a movie with him.
That was one of my most engaging Facebook posts. Yeah. The Entertainment Weekly.
The cover.
Showed the cover. They had him and Mara.
Oh, yeah.
And
I didn't see the trailer, though. But
and I put on Facebook.
I remember that.
Aquaman has a wallet underwater. And
he doesn't want his money to get wet.
Spurred a lot of discussion.
Yeah. The big story before this trailer was one of the toys for Aquaman. Pictures were leaked, and there is a picture of him in the traditional orange and green Aquaman.
Yeah, I saw the toy.
Yeah,
it's exclusive SDCC.
Yeah, and he has the old school trident and everything. So
you guys keep talking. I'm watching.
And Black Manta, it's not out yet. I was just kidding.
Yeah,
it doesn't come out till tomorrow.
Whatever.
Yeah,
but our listeners don't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They do now.
I'm watching it right now.
No, you're not. Don't lie to people.
Oh man, it's good. His money's still getting wet.
I want that to be the stinger after the credits. Him trying to buy something with soggy dollar bills. And the clerk is just like, it's me, like the clerk going, and Black Manta looks very comic accurate from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm. So. And Ocean Master.
Yeah, that looked kind of silly though. Yeah. That didn't translate to live action very well.
Well, he does look kind of silly.
Ocean Master, is that what you said? That's stupid.
Master of the ocean.
Oh, that sounds better, right?
Yeah.
To that voice.
Say it like that.
If I'd known you were going to have such gravitas. I mean, at first I was like, you dummy, and then you said it, and I was like, I'm scared of that guy.
He's not like Lake Mayor or something. He's Ocean Master.
Yeah. He's had some peon. Still had some. Make sure the roads are shoveled. Make sure the lines are chalked. So your master. Who's the master of Lower Salem?
Lower Salem. Master.
That would be awesome. I want to know who that is.
Valerie.
Might be one of my relatives. That's just it. It's Valerie all along. We knew it.
The power behind the throne.
Yes. Who can birth twins?
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Wow, I forgot all about that. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that was me trying to manipulate. We were talking about San Diego Comic-Con news.
Right.
And it hadn't even happened yet, but we knew the episode wouldn't come out till later. So I was like, yeah, man, that trailer was great. And you were not playing along whatsoever.
Oh, I like that. His money's still getting wet.
HBO shows are pretty quality. Last Man on Earth, Superstore, all of these are back and great.
New Girl.
Unreal.
Unreal.
We're just gonna just name television shows. That's
I mean,
what we're doing.
is anybody
Just name television
I guess
shows.
I'm asking if anybody else is watching any of those.
Superstore, I have been watching. It's one of the few I've kept up with.
Yes.
And this past week's episode, at the time of the recording, had a big reveal.
Oh, don't tell me, because I haven't watched this past week.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it was last night for us right now. I got
Okay, the week before,
Oh, okay.
I think.
A couple weeks before then, if you're talking about his brother, was that the reveal?
No.
This is
Okay,
so
never mind.
confusing.
Never mind. Cut that out. Edit.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
It is a great show.
I mean, all Jessies should be watching Last Man on Earth. It's great. Fart.
I thought we were talking about Superstore.
yeah, I was too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Last
That's
Man
why
on
I
Earth.
was confused.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
I was talking about New Girl.
Yeah.
I was talking about Unreal.
I have watched a lot.
Everybody talk about it all.
That's a way to get through all these. Let's just all talk
Yeah,
about one
talk
show
at the same
each.
time.
I can't believe Nick and Jess, like the way they got together.
I know, and he
We're
looked
not
down
gonna-
in front of the Mac.
And I'm telling you, like, Unreal has ramped it up to like 20.
I love this. I love everything.
I
about
love
this.
the customers in the background. Every time they pan in.
Oh, Schmidt's daughter is so
It's
adorable.
perfect because when he shot him, the whole exploded and everything. It was
What's
great.
going on with Jeff working at Target? I mean, he
going.
lies about
Keep it
it, but he
going.
wears this red shirt and that stupid mustache
And-
all the time
I know
now.
they
I'm
keep having
telling you.
babies. It's ridiculous. Why
When-
would you have all these babies?
When Rachel's psychiatrist was like talking about how much he loved her, and like they found out like he has this like camera that's been on her the whole time, and her
I know.
And why doesn't Dina want to be pregnant anymore? First she agrees to it. Glenn's all excited.
I know. And then he wakes up and half his head is shaved again. His brother's back. It's so
And the
awesome.
scene where the scissors go into the lady's face and she sprays blood all over the window cracked me up.
Wow.
From someone that's worked retail, I totally get a recall on pregnancy tests and how that could completely go wrong. Because when you work at a store, you tend to buy that store's product.
I just can't wait to see what is on the Doppler that is coming. There's some sort of mob of something coming. Like, it's going to be awesome. Jason Sudeikis is great going.
And it was really sad at the end of Unreal where you get to see Rachel go to the cabin that she wanted to go away with her dad. And then we think that that's the end of the season. And then they show previews of the next season where she has like, you don't think it can get any more crazy. Like they take it so much farther next season.
And then what's Jonah going to do? He's got this girlfriend and now he's going to have the baby and it's crazy.
If I was training in the apocalypse, I would. I can't do this anymore. This is great. We did it, guys.
That was my favorite thing we've ever done.
From every week from now on, that's our TV segment.
That's like
cut some time
Jesse.
down.
That's like Jesse listening to speed. That's like 4
Yeah.
speed. We burned through that.
That was awesome. We did it.
Streaming.
No, we're not.
We're moving too fast now. You can't get left
No,
out.
there's still a little bit of TV left. I want to just.
I think the funniest part to me about that is that every time Michael talked, he wanted to remind you what show he was talking
I
about.
picked up on that too. I was like,
He's like, oh, Unreal, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's not the joke. You're not supposed to say what the show is. The best line is, as someone who's worked in retail. That's how you let them know what show you're talking about.
yeah. As I was listening back to that, I thought, how many times does he say, and then on Unreal?
Like, that's not it. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's one of those that like it was funny and then it got unfunny and then the longer it went, it got funny again. And then I very much remember Cliff trying to do that again in a later episode, and we're like, nope, we're not going to
That was a
recap
one-time
that.
thing.
And Cliff's like, let's all talk over each other. I was like, no, not going to happen.
Hey,
All right, so
it shortened that episode probably by 20 minutes right there. I was all for it.
I said these were long episodes. So this was right around the time as you can tell, our audio quality is all over the map on these. Like that, every clip sounds different. So what are you gonna do? But this was right around the time we upgraded. We got fancier new equipment. We all got new microphones. We got a mixer. We even got a new recording space, so we were hyped for that.
Seth?
We have headphones.
Yeah.
2 headphones. 2 headphones and a microphone.
2 turntables and a microphone. We got some new equipment we've upgraded. We've got that sweet mixer we talked about before. And we've upgraded a few of the mics, so we are giving this a spin. So
Yeah.
we got Cliff running the control board over here, and this might sound way better. You might not know a difference. I don't know. We're all,
I'm guessing that.
this is new territory. Quiet, you. I can hear every snark through my headphone.
Yeah, who knew after all these 2.5 years that Michael was right about the headphones?
I wish you guys could all see Cliff as our neon green or
Gotta be
at least
stylish.
Carly's.
Maybe.
I think mine are from 1992. And
Yeah, I think those look like a Christmas 2015.
Yeah, it does say a lot about our choices in life and our headphones we wear.
You got a 2 scoops on your microphone. You got to call back people to remember.
Well, the ones I had, as you can see, and I
2
know
guys.
you guys can see, but the audience can't see.
It's ridiculous.
double bagging it.
It's gotta be safe. No, the foam windscreen I have at home, I have several of them, but our cat that I've talked about before keeps finding them and like eating them. So
This cat's the gift that keeps on giving.
it really is. Thanks, Seth. So the ones I had, they're just cheap foam covers, and the new microphone, I didn't have one that fit. So I had to cut the top off of one, stretch it on over to the backside, and then take what was left of the other one and then put it over top of that.
It looks like a 1980s, like, let's get physical, like,
Yeah.
you've layered your athletic socks.
It's like avocado green and kind of orange. So
Goes with the headphones.
We need to take some pictures of this new setup
Oh my
to
god.
chronicle our evolution.
And look, I'm back to the old
same
the old
headphones.
cheap microphone and the same headphone. But yeah, so with all that new equipment came recording at Castle Poobah on a very fancy table.
2, 1. Hey everybody, it is Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. No Michael. No Michael today.
Yeah.
We're phasing him out.
We haven't told him yet.
Whatever. He's just busy. He's got a trip. Big trip.
He's getting ready for a trip.
Yeah.
As we're
He's
recording.
napping.
Yes. Taking a nap. He's going to get up super early and drive to Minnesota in the morning. So.
We're on the Velvet.
So.
We should have totaled up what this makes.
Yeah.
For
New location once again.
Yeah. We thought things were going too smooth.
Mm-hmm.
We got to Michael's house and the doors were locked and the lights are out, so we had to kind of improvise.
Yeah, so we're on Seth's Velvet Line gaming table. We're all set up here. We got everything going as it should be, I guess.
Surrounded by
I
games
waited-
we can't
I
move.
waited until we were live to rub it so he couldn't get mad at me.
Well, you think I won't yell at you on air here?
So,
We didn't really phase out Michael. That was a joke, but
We are though.
we're back to that. But so during this era, Michael wasn't on a lot of these, as you might have noticed. He was on a leave of absence due to some increased workload, but he did give us a few gems before he left. So here's the best of Michael of that era.
And I'm Seth. What's new, Michael?
Door number 2 on 676.
Yeah.
door number 2 on 670. I like it.
Yeah, I got a message the other day. It says, what?
And guys,
What'd you send?
It said Michael just dumped a load of Schwans out on 676 down from your house.
Yeah, down from my house. And I was like, well, I got to be out of my bedroom. So I got up this afternoon. I was waking up. I get walk out and I see the Schwann's truck sitting in front of your house.
Yeah.
And you're standing there talking to him. And
Which isn't an odd thing. You see Schwann's
No.
trucks parked places.
Right. I'm like, oh, that's what Michael's truck looked like. There you go. He's a distinguished Schwann's driver.
Why is door 2 hanging wide open?
Unlike every other Thursday that I'm up there and I text everyone, hey guys, I'm in your area if you want something.
that doesn't get us to come running.
When we said just leave the door open, we didn't really mean it. But anyway, I didn't see anything out there. But I guess the turn before, you had a little problem.
Well, there's a beautiful S-turn on
It smells like corn dogs up there now.
676. And as I go, it was right around the time that the career center was letting out. So there was quite a bit of oncoming traffic. And as I'm almost finishing the S-turn, door number 2 comes flying open and all the product out of it just goes flying everywhere.
There were push-ums everywhere. It was madness.
Nope, wrong door. Wrong door.
No, other door.
Yeah, if the police took a report, it'd be like, push 'em tire. failure to lead on the yield of the push-ums.
I finally get turned around and I come back and I'm seeing people kick stuff out of the road as they have traffic blocked and I'm helping pick up items.
How many boxes would you say?
A ridiculous amount of boxes.
Like, are we talking more than 10?
Well, there's bags too.
Bags too, folks.
I would say I still want to have a job, so I'm going to leave it off.
There wasn't a lot left in there. I saw the remnants of what was going back in.
Well, I mean, you can't be the first guy this ever happened to.
No, it's
not like this. It's not like this is a habit for you in particular.
And this wasn't user error. This was mechanical failure.
Right. We want to go on the record there.
It was mechanical failure of a door not clasping correctly.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't leave it unmentioned, but
although I do want to check your freezer before we leave and make sure there's nothing in there with like skid marks on it.
Some tire burns.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Steer clear of the laundry if you want to.
Thursday night, I'm sure there's a lot of animals that were eating very well.
Oh, yeah. Great. Thanks for dragging him into our neighborhood.
You're going to have more stray cats, Cliff.
I was just thinking that.
I'm pretty sure I left a trail going right
to my house.
Yeah.
No. It all kind of made us wonder what the hell happened to the Millennium Falcon when Han got it. Like, how he tore it up so much. I mean,
it's all super clean.
Lando's got, it's brand new and it's sleek and white and.
Oh, I should have gone something. I can't do it.
So, also Chewie.
Door 2 of the Millennium Falcon opened. And a lot of it got shot into space. That's why Jabba's mad at him. That's how he lost his cargo.
We're heading into a corn dog field.
When Michael got back to Schwann's headquarters.
Shepherd's Pie, 3 o'clock.
Schwann Killer Base.
His boss is just Jabba the Hutt with clean facial hair.
Yeah.
Schwann Killer Base.
Schwann Pizza the Hut.
I do miss those Schwann's anecdotes.
Yeah, it was brief.
He pretended he didn't want to tell us and get in trouble, but he always told us every detail on air.
I don't want to elaborate. I might get fired, but here's what happened.
Yeah, well, my boss is sleeping with my tire guy.
Yeah.
In the 70s and 80s, because I've watched evidently more than one, but there's been a few documentaries that I've watched about in the 70s and 80s about gurus and the things that have gone on, and it's nuts to think of all these people following someone for basically like lemons. Lemmings.
I can tell you all the times I followed somebody around like a lemon.
You know, he did not talk about just rolling right off the cliff.
Hey, when life gives you lemmings,
make lemonade.
Make lemonade.
Oh Lord! Oh my God!
But anyway,
Wow, I forgot about that.
It's kind of not fair that we lump all these in together.
So, Michael, what is your number one? You were going to cry about Up. Let's really let the tears flow for this one.
Oh my goodness, he's number one. That's where this is.
I have to give this my number one spot because every time I watch it, I start tearing up and I start crying. And I know I'm a big old softy teddy bear baby.
40-year-old man.
Yeah. Watching an animated movie about a singing freaking gorilla.
That's my favorite part, is that it's a gorilla.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
But it's from the movie Sing.
Because I've never seen it, but I already see his face animated on that gorilla.
But at the end of the movie, he's singing "I'm Still Standing," and it's a great.
The Elton John song?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, nice.
But it's about his struggle of him trying to go
That's
after.
a tearjerker. Him singing the upbeat "I'm Still Standing."
Well, it's the scene of that's when his dad breaks out of prison.
Okay.
Because this whole
Grape ape.
I giving him the middle finger right now. But it's because the whole movie, his dad berates him. Right. He needs to be like him, be a man and do what he's doing. And he just wants to sing. This is his passion. This is his joy. And his dad berates him the whole time. And at the very end, his dad sees him on the television, and he just wants his dad. He just wants his dad to be proud of him. And that's the scene. See how it's like.
Are you crying?
I'm starting to do it.
Seth, take off that gorilla mask. You're messing with it.
But I am. I'm seriously starting to tear up. But it's such an idiot. His dad breaks out of jail and comes to him.
Well, it's number one.
He says, Magilla?
And tells him that he is proud of him. And it does. Ugh.
I think
that's
take it
away, Jordan!
If you found the pick that makes you cry, you picked the right
That's
number.
what we said. We're not talking about the best movies. These are personal to
I want you
us.
people to know that he was crying and he can't even hear the music playing that you can. That's added later.
It stirred emotion. I might not get through my number one without crying.
I know.
Let me try.
I don't know how much mileage we've got out of that. We have referenced crying about gorillas for
forever.
Wow.
Quite a while. All right, so then shortly after that, we didn't have Michael around anymore. But it took us a while before we actually got around to editing the opening that had all our names in it, because we weren't sure if he was coming back or how long he'd be gone. So we started making a joke out of it to replace his name in the credits. My absolute favorite one is we talked about John Travolta in an episode, and so Cliff sneaks in. It says, "And now, Ka-Pow the Pop Culture Podcast with your hosts, the lovely and talented Azel Dazim." He puts in the audio of Travolta butchering the name. So Cliff did that for a couple episodes. We goofed around and we put in Coach Mayer, so. There's a lot of just fumbling for that. So even though he left, that doesn't mean we stopped talking about him. And of course, his fitness routines.
All right, we ready?
Let's do it, man. I was born ready.
Here we go.
You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts, Michael, Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry, guys. I had a little frog in my throat. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. What the hell?
We're just going
scared me to death. Like, I thought it was going down.
Well, I mean, I didn't cover up anything. There was nothing to hear underneath all that coffee.
Just power through.
Hey guys, I saw a movie that Jordan hates.
Ooh.
Hates.
What, are we talking movies?
Yeah. All episode, that's all we're talking about. Movies, 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 movies. Let me get this WD-40.
You had to cover up Michael's name. You guys know.
No.
I didn't know what the hell.
Scared the hell out of me.
Save yourself, bitch.
We were going to do funny sound effects.
I love it.
Long
I just am
solid
not smart enough to remember.
Go on.
You got me in a box here.
You just dropped us when we were talking.
Yes, it was already playing. Yes, this all happened.
This is what we do now.
Everybody heard that. We're fine. They love it. You love it.
One take.
You had one take.
This is the easiest way to edit this. Is just leave it in.
Guys, right. We used to have a podcast.
Full stop.
There were 4 hosts. And the main host is the one who started it all.
Oh, yeah.
Assembled this dream team.
Yeah. Great nightmare.
Figured out all the logistics, did all the electronics, did all the editing.
He did everything.
Paid for the website.
Oh, my gosh. Who's paying for the website?
I don't know, Jesse.
I didn't even know this was still going out. I just don't show up once a week.
That's a good question.
So now there's 3 of us, and we don't know who's doing what. And he never really did that much. Pretty quickly, it all got delegated to other people.
Right.
So now we are 3, and we all have jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them later at night, and we record later and later at night. It seems like, as we are tired and loopy.
So usually into the next day.
So that's where we are. So if you expect the fine-tuned machine we used to be, that ship has sailed.
Forget it. It's gone.
We hope you can just keep up.
I'm putting a one at it at the end.
My advice
it's
is...
a blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try to keep up.
That's right. My advice is go full Jesse and just hit the double time on there.
Right. Yeah. Listen to it at 2 speed. Like we said,
Mm-hmm.
just download. Even if you don't listen to it, just download it.
Skip across the top of the waves. There you go. Oh man, it has been too long since we had a Jesse drop in there.
And happy anniversary to Jesse and his lovely wife.
20 years of marriage.
That's amazing.
20 years. Very
I said,
heartwarming post. From my friend
post,
Jesse
just
Sturgeon.
put anything you remember. And I said, I remember the time you taped her ordering a baked potato.
I think he was 12 when he got married.
The pictures of him, he looks very young.
Yes. I said, I miss your hair.
So yes, our friend Jesse of the Source Material Podcast pioneered the system of listen to it at times 2 speed.
Yeah.
He listens and can create so many podcasts. Ain't nobody got time for that. So he zooms through these, and you can do it too. I mean, we don't talk that fast.
Except when I was talking really fast, so it must sound terrible right now.
We played the movie.
Yeah, we did, guys. Remember that part where we talked over it? That was saying that this episode is all about movies. We saw some movies. We're just going to talk about movies. Movies, and of course there will be a one job in here somewhere for all the big fans of One Job, all of you. I'm one of you. I love it.
Let's go winging it.
That was rough. That was rough. Oh boy.
Those things. Mostly I went just to go with my friend. And eat at North Market, which I always brag about. It's so great. I can't believe we have it in Ohio.
No Ray Rays?
No.
Michael would be very disappointed.
No, but this is so much better. But well, Ray Rays is great, but North
not
Market.
disparage Ray Rays,
Yeah.
but it's still
our sponsor,
a potential sponsor out there.
North Market is like a mini Epcot. It's just like food from around the world. It's so awesome. Anyway.
Michael would have to go no bun on Ray Ray's. He would just kind of have to shovel the barbecue.
He can't have barbecue sauce.
Just like a handful. Oh, really?
I don't think he knows that.
Don't tell him.
Yeah.
Carb check.
Yeah. I don't think, just think, if he didn't eat the barbecue sauce, how slim his armpit would be.
Yeah, so Michael is still on his extended hiatus, working many hours.
Endlessly.
And exercising many hours and slimming down impressively.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtagging
things left and right.
Sharing glamour shots of his torso.
Yes. It's a very odd shot, but I'm into it. I'm all for it. A lot of people are naysayers, but I'm yay. I'm like, I want more of this weird angle where you hang from the ceiling.
Yeah, it's kind of like chin to waist sideways selfie.
Yeah.
In the mirror.
Right.
Where it's, he wants to show the definition of the abs and the stomach, but 3/4 of the shot is armpit.
Right. It's like a funhouse mirror.
But listeners, you'll hardly recognize him. When you hear it, you're going to hear how thin he is.
Oh my god.
And in what great
It'll
shape.
sound like squeaky voice.
Like a balloon. We let the air out of it.
Okay.
He did look good, though.
I was a yay-sayer.
So he got in such great shape by cutting out all those carbs.
Gluten dog.
First, I thought that message was to somebody else because it was completely out of nowhere.
So did I. It wasn't?
I don't know.
I assumed it was, but I was going to just go on with it.
If he meant to be messaging us or not.
I mean, it clearly was he was responding to someone asking him about his diet. We had not done that, nor have ever.
What did he say?
Wait, are we running? Let's roll it. This is good stuff. If everyone wants us to quit talking about this, we'll have to come back. Let's talk to the bread. The bread should freaking have an opinion on this.
Hey, he's very anti-bread.
Yeah. We've invited his nemesis. Carbs.
If he's not jealous of a human host,
exactly.
He'll be he has such a mad reaction to bread.
Let's go.
Yeah, I said I'm finishing up Luke Cage episode 5. Not going to get through the series today. Anyone finish it? You said you weren't watching it. Jordan said still halfway through Daredevil season 2. I said okay, so I'm good. Jordan said above and beyond. Planning on closing around 8. Clean up quick dinner should be out around 9. And then Michael replied, "I'm low carb." Well, I'm gluten and dairy free with a picture of a guy chugging milk.
So yeah, I thought maybe he just wanted to share that GIF. And
after I saw the GIF, then it does make sense. That was it was all about him wanting to say that.
He was guilt tripping me for whatever my fast food dinner was going to be. He's like, "Well, I'm low carb."
Yeah. I think it was he really
I got
wanted
a wrap,
some milk.
Michael. I got a chicken wrap. If you want to know about my carb intake, it was a wrap.
Oh my gosh!
No
Do
bun.
a chicken wrap.
No
right now.
bun here.
I want to hear
chicken.
All right.
Go back and put an intro in front of
that.
Yeah,
sure.
What are we doing?
All right. I'll play the damn thing. Tell me when you're ready.
The intro should come in now, 5 minutes into the thing.
There's no rules. There's no rules, Cliff.
That was our cold open.
There's rules in my head.
You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts, Michael, Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You
did too early.
You were going so slow the last couple episodes, and this time, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody. Along with Bread, I am Jordan Lowe.
I don't have any butter yet, but I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. Well, we can't make Michael show up out of jealousy of our guests, so we thought maybe we would invite his arch enemy, Carbs.
If you're new to the podcast, Michael is shedding pounds.
If you're new, we used to have a guy named Michael.
He's shedding pounds and shedding his responsibilities as a podcast host.
Right.
I've forgotten what his voice sounds like.
He explained how he had to work tonight and tomorrow, and then both of these guys explained how they also do the exact same thing, and they still come.
Yeah, we both just got off work.
Yeah.
Go back in the morning.
We'll be
bright
back
and early.
in just a few hours.
Yep. Here we are.
And you guys might even eat some carbs in between there. And he's not gonna
You
do
never
that.
know.
Anyway, so we got this loaf of bread here to stand in for him. Doesn't have much to say, but
He's just loafing around.
oh man. Did you get that one?
Yeah, I got that.
So anyway.
I feel like that was back when we assumed he wasn't listening.
Right.
Like we were talking behind his back and not live on recorded tape.
That was one of my favorite ones so far. Just as it went on and on. I feel like you kind of judge these things in retrospect. Like I really feel like we should have ad-libbed a Brett interview there. Like I know if I'd asked Brett some questions, you'd have come in with a Brett voice and answered them, and it would have been hilarious. But we didn't.
I can still picture the photo we took.
Yeah.
It was a loaf of
Okay,
bread.
with the headphones on.
We put headphones on it and sat in front of the microphone.
Were they those Carly headphones? For that?
Yep.
Yeah.
That bread pulled its weight.
Yeah, I think the entire episode, that loaf of bread sat there at his chair with the headphones on.
Oh,
wow.
One more that references that.
Okay.
Of course, I also was looking for a summer series to just kick back and entertain me. And guess
Tell
what?
Tell me more.
Guess what?
Summer series happens so fast.
Keep going.
Between this and the chicken wrap, we've got
I know, yeah.
we've got half an EP going here.
Let's get together right now.
the chicken wrap.
I thought there'd be more music. That's about it for impromptu songs, and like Cliff didn't do a whole lot of music on this one.
I think I'd moved on at that point. The hours and hours and hours into, making a 30-second clip of some idiotic thing we were singing or saying or.
Oh yeah, those were the good old days.
Like I say, through this whole stretch, there's a constant recurring joke of us making big promises of what Cliff's going to do when the episode comes out. Every episode is like, okay, now Cliff's going to put in this and behind it, or Cliff's going to edit that together into a hilarious thing. Oh, you'll never believe how good it's going to be. Like we kept pushing, and Cliff's you just shake his head like, all right, you'll think. And he always delivered. It always was gold. Even if it was just little or quick, or no matter what it was, we kept building it up, and he kept knocking them out of the park. But even having a whiz like Cliff behind the boards and all this new tech, it did not solve all of our audio issues. We still had the occasional problem.
28. Which character did not die in DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths? A. Psycho. Riding on the line here.
The depths of that DC knowledge.
Yeah.
Cliff's working it.
Nobody knows what we're laughing about, but oh my god. This is so funny. The anticipation.
Let's see how it works. Play it out. Unspool the tape.
Okay, which character did not die in DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths? A. Psycho Pirate. B. Dove. C. Supergirl. Or D. Flash.
Cliff, who'd you pick?
Okay, so we know it's not Supergirl or The Flash. I picked Dove.
You went with Dove. Okay, well...
We're so good at this.
Unfortunately, the correct answer is Psycho Pirate.
Because famously, the Psycho Pirate was the only character who remembered the pre-crisis continuity after the crisis.
That would be correct.
So famously, he survived, which is what this question is.
Now I have a question, serious question. Okay, anybody know how Dove died?
Screw it! I'm not doing it. I'm not your monkey. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost about the last 10 minutes of this podcast, and the audio died. And with it, one of the best jokes I've ever made.
Seriously, he laughed about it for 5 minutes after he made it.
I laughed at my own joke. They asked, how did Dove die? And I said, I know what it sounded like. So there, you get a terrible version of a great joke that we're not going to try to fool you into thinking that was ad-libbed, right?
It was a great joke.
Oh goodness. My gosh. Okay. 29.
When Psycho Pirate died.
Wait. Moondragon. Moondragon is the daughter of A. Thanos.
You are
Thanos. B.
No, I thought of my next joke.
Oh,
I was already laughing.
Oh, you got time to prep, apparently. Terax the Tamer.
We were going to try and recapture that, but we all just couldn't stop laughing at each other, so it was never going to work.
It was lost forever, and there was going to be no recreation whatsoever happening on that. I think at that point we were all just ticked off that we had to go back and read those questions again.
Like tears in the rain, it was gone. And I don't know if you guys remember, but one of our new segments we debuted during this time and has been with us now since that moment almost derailed before we ever started it because of bad audio. So it was the first time we were ever going to do one job, and again we lost the audio. So here's how we fix that.
So anyway, there was some shit. We got to touch on the big shakeup this week. They canceled Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Last Man on Earth. What's up with Fox? Let's start. That's our new segment, folks. No, I'm just kidding.
And the Mick. Let's not skimp on the Mick.
Yeah, the Mick.
I did like the Mick. I watched that. I think I watched almost all the. Okay.
I mean, a lot of the stuff in a week won't matter.
Yeah. Okay. So to recap, the Mick was canceled.
Why are we recapping, Cliff?
We had a few issues. We had one issue. Something happened.
Okay.
In the recording, I don't know what, but it disappeared. We talked for an hour after this. No one will ever hear, including us.
Something about Young Justice?
Young Justice, we believe the recording, I read the recording sessions from the voice cast has been completed. They've moved on to animation, should be coming to the DC streaming service now.
What do you think the cast of Young Justice does if their audio craps out?
I'm guessing they take about 4 years off.
And they just say the same lines, but faster.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, next category. Okay, before we get talking about movies, we got a new segment. We already had this conversation, so it's going to be way shorter this time, but it's called One Job.
One job forever?
Look, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it, okay?
You tosser. You had one job to do.
And how do we play that, Seth?
Okay. Every episode we're going to name a artist, performer, writer, something, and we're going to go through their library and say what is the most important thing they've ever done. What would go on their headstone, as Jordan said. and what don't we want to lose? And then we're erasing everything else they did from existence. Every other role they had, they were a recast. They never wrote that book. They never did anything else. So we just want, what's the most important to us in the Ka-Pow universe? What's going to stay there?
Yeah. And I have no idea what's coming because you haven't briefed us on
right.
what
I don't know anything about this.
So our first contestant is Russell Crowe.
Well, Russell Crowe, that's a out of left field pick.
He's
Australian.
You have to really think about it. He is Australian.
And just to remind you guys, Russell Crowe doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
You went on quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that got trimmed because you were mean.
Yeah. I thought we hope Russell doesn't hear this and hear what Cliff had to say.
If he does, I don't care.
Anyway, basically it came down. You go look through his library. We mentioned some movies, but it came down to
Michael voted for Gladiator.
Yes,
he's not here.
Which is a great pick. I still don't know. Like I did in the past, I said I think he won an Oscar for that. I don't even know if that's true or not, but great movie. I think that's a lot of people's,
And I admitted that that was immediately what I thought of.
Yeah.
And
most people, relate that to him as his biggest thing.
Cinderella Man, Robin Hood, Math Guy, Australia Captain, Boat Person.
Yeah.
Some memorable performances.
Very. Fast forward
Jor-El.
Yeah, Jor-El. We mentioned Jor-El. Fast forward to Jordan and I.
You guys
convincing Cliff that one of the greatest movies is called L.A. Confidential, and was it Bud White? Is that what the character
Detective Bud White?
Yeah, he's a force of nature in that movie,
which is a great movie.
Yeah, and we all love the movie. He is incredible in it, as incredible as Russell Crowe can be. And when it comes to one of my favorite movies, I don't want anything to be taken away from it. I want it to exist with him in it. So that was my vote. Jordan voted that way. We convinced Cliff to go with us.
It didn't take much convincing.
Yeah, so someday we may have to throw him a bone when it comes to one of his, some piece of art he wants to.
Fred McMurray.
Yeah.
Ooh,
oh man.
Disney legend.
I gotta tell you, there's only one movie that's gonna make it through. There's gonna be a fight, I bet. Jared Lowe's gonna be here that night. He gets to vote also. And then we decided to throw in some legends there while in this first, take of this. We got 5 people that we think had some pretty iconic roles that we don't want to lose because we're big superhero fans. And we think that Robert Downey Jr. is the best Tony Stark. Mm-hmm. There's nothing more important to us that he did. Chris Evans as Captain America, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and Heath Ledger as the Joker. Those are, I think, the best things they ever did, as important to me, pieces of art, and I don't want those to change. So those are going down in the Gray Sports Almanac I have here to record Ka-Pow. I mean, I'm chiseling it in here. This is permanent.
I don't know. Chris Evans is pretty good in Scott Pilgrim.
He is, but come on. Captain America, the perfect Captain America.
I'd say we could probably throw in Billy D there.
Don't make me flip the velvet.
Lando.
What?
I said we could throw Billy D in there for Lando.
Okay. You compile a list. We'll discuss it off air. What we're gonna put into
this is better the second time around.
Hallowed halls of the Gray's Almanac. Slip Billy D in there. Like, what a random freaking thing.
I don't even know what we were talking about. That I brought that up. I have no idea.
Like, what else did Billy D. Williams do?
I don't know. All I know is we couldn't get through that segment fast enough. It's like, we've already done this once. We are not wasting any more time.
Yeah. So, odds are Russell Crowe didn't know you trashed him, but there's no way he doesn't listen to the clip show.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure One Job has become our most recurring segment from those humble beginnings of a mess of a first try.
Yeah, wow.
And us just being annoyed to even do it the second time. it quickly became, I'd call it one of our signature segments.
There's Space Monkey.
That's right.
Well, guys, we got a new listener recently who is a very old dear friend of mine.
Oh, yeah.
And she complimented us by saying, I enjoy the show even when it's stuff I don't care about.
Man, you and everybody else.
So recording this episode,
including me.
In the back of my head, I'm thinking, is anything we're talking about, would anyone care about this? But I know she'll care about one job.
One job forever?
Look, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it, okay?
You tosser. You had one job to do.
So this one was a listener request. Thanks for tuning in, Tiffany, and thanks for commenting and kind of complimenting us. So we'll take it.
I'm not going to look at that kind of compliment. I'm just going to assume it was a great compliment.
So she asked if we had ever done John Travolta.
We haven't. And guess what? We're going to do it for you, Tiffany. Is that what you said, Tiffany? Because we love you.
We're on it today.
But I'm glad you like this section. I like it too. I made it up.
She didn't say she liked it. She just said she wanted us to talk about John Travolta.
She said it's the only thing she could salvage of an episode. Well, great.
I believe the term was zone out during certain segments.
Man, I love our fans.
My favorite podcast to zone out to.
And listen to it while you're asleep.
Download.
That's great. Well, let's go through some Travolta here. I love.
Download's a download.
I was probably the first one of this. So again, lots of new segments during this time, and we came up with one. We wanted to do these like party icebreaker type questions and get to know each other a little better, and because we like telling anecdotes, we something will spark an idea, and it's usually the funniest thing we do on that episode of just some random memory we have or whatever. So we wanted to capture more of that, but we could not come up with a name for it. So we very nearly botched the simplest thing.
What were we calling the story thing?
Oh shit, we got the story thing too.
When I say that,
I don't think we're gonna be able to cram all this in.
Oh come on, settle down. We won't talk forever about everything. What was the story thing?
Get to know me, or what was the John Lovitz was? Get to know me.
I don't know that was right. It doesn't feel right.
Getting to know you.
Can't we just call it like Ka-Pow questions or something?
No, I like the getting to know thing because there's a lot of. He had like a bunch of clips that sounded good, but it's just the right way to word it. Get to know Ka-Pow.
Yeah, John Lovitz yelling, "Get to know me. Why are you the way that you are?"
Kind of like that.
Found out about you by the Gem Blossoms.
What's the "Why are you the way that you are" from? Like
Michael Scott.
The Office.
Talking to Toby.
Okay.
Why are you the way that you are?
I think that's just better as a good clip in the thing. Let's just say getting to know me. Or what is it?
Getting to know Pow.
Getting to know.
You're down with KP.
Nah.
No. Yeah, you know me. Damn it.
Well, man, we almost blew that. Son of a bitch. We about shit the bed. The mayor would have been screaming.
It took us 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Oh man. So we're gonna lead it. We're gonna call it "Yeah, You Know Me." Okay, where we'll do that.
And the last one was like 20 minutes. We don't need to
let's
spend that much.
Let's start with it. Let's start with that.
Right.
Oh, I can't believe it. That's great. Okay, and the one job we'll do after movies. Okay. I got it.
2.5 hours. Let's keep her under that. Let's be reasonable.
Let's not be crazy. This is the best part of our week. Settle down.
That was like, it's like, remember that time we struck gold? It's like,
yeah,
it takes a while for the train to get up to speed, but once
I
hit it, man.
love something like that where you listen, you know it's coming. You know it's coming. Like we're thinking, it's like, what's the metamorphosis of this happening? How does it finally come out? Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like watching your own birth. Did anybody tape my birth? I want to see how this all came out. It was messy at first.
So yeah, that was all cutting room floor stuff. Cliff had just tacked on at the end of an episode, so I'm glad that audio exists. That's nice. Yeah. That's nice. Here's some more audio I'm glad exists. This is the longest clip of the evening, but I thought it was very important to play the entire thing because it's long, but the build-up is so sweet. The build-up is even better than the payoff. So enjoy this, the birth of another news segment that is still evolving. Ka-Pow Theater.
Most exciting part. Okay, but we have a new segment that we've never done before, and we didn't have a name for it until just a second ago.
The plebeians beneath you that enjoy the rabble. Give them their bread and circuses. For I shall be at Ka-Pow Theater.
Oh, no. So, after Cliff inserts the wonderful drop that he created this week.
Yep. Well done, Cliff. I don't know how you do it. Time after time.
I mean, it's just it's hit after hit after hit.
Let's find a way. This guy never lets us down.
It's like, just when you think they can't get any better, you're like, wow. Blows your doors off. Anyway, I remember many months ago, we always are talking about stuff on Facebook, and at some point when, I randomly am always saying, hey, tell me, any suggestion I can get people to talk about movies. But at some point I said, hey, say something. I think you use it maybe in spelling your name, probably, and you picked this movie, Double Indemnity, which I had never seen. It includes the first Disney legend, Fred McMurray, and from Big Valley, Barbara Stanwyck. That's all I ever knew her from before this. Anyway, I'd never seen it. Film noir classic, 1944, Billy Wilder.
Will make an appearance on my poster.
Ooh, wow. That's on the poster. Okay. It's great. It immediately jumped into my top 100 movies. I was very excited when I saw it and had, learned of it. I found a great movie. It's so exciting. So I remember at the time sending Jared a message that said, when the next time you're on the podcast, we're going to act out the best scene from that movie. And I said, as much as you want to be Barbara Stanwyck, you cannot be. I will be her, and you'll be Disney legend Fred McMurray. So, prepare yourselves, everyone. We have not practiced this.
No. So, a promise, it wasn't even made on air. It was made in private.
Yes.
I had forgotten about. You were holding him to it.
Yes. I wasn't going to tell him at all until tonight, and I was like, well, I should let him know. I had to send him the dialogue. But I will say this, when I sent him the information, I said, hey, by the way, I don't know if you remember, but we're going to do this. And he's like, I know exactly what scene you're talking about. He knew right away what we were doing. So we're just going to go into it, guys.
So Double Indemnity is a black and white crime noir classic about an insurance
salesman
who meets a lady.
Right.
And they're going to commit fraud and murder.
Well, don't spoil it. We got a whole scene here.
Now, I know you have experience as Mayor Munchkin in your acting background.
That's what I was going to say. We have some experience. We need to go over our accolades.
Myself, I starred in a 3rd grade play at school. I don't know why that's funny. Well, now, here's how good I was.
Yeah.
Okay. There were like 5 or 6 main parts to this play.
Right.
On the night of the play, one of the kids didn't show up.
Oh,
and they're like,
story.
Jared, you just do all his lines too.
Man.
Like, no problem. And I nailed it. Okay.
What was the play and who were you?
The play was called Inside Pitch, and it was baseball themed.
Okay.
I played a little bit of a bully, kind of a rough character who learned some life lessons about having friends through telling stories about baseball. Now he's over here laughing.
Well, I thought it was an interesting choice that you made a character choice to play him with a speech impediment.
Sure. Talk about method acting. I actually developed a speech impediment for the first 10 years of my life in preparation for this role.
He had a hard time with R's.
Yes.
Oh, he would say, oh.
I hope you're not getting in his head there before his big
Our most famous line.
Yeah.
And our family will still quote this: is the score was 4-4.
Yeah, so I had basically a monologue where I went up in front of the stage and I told the story of the famous Babe Ruth called shot, right, where he called his home run.
Do it. Just go.
And the first line was, the score was 4-4. I couldn't say any of those words. And then later on I was thinking, I could have said the score was 7-2. No one would have known. I don't know why I stuck to the script on that one, because I sounded like an idiot. But yeah, that's my acting experience.
That is awesome. See, we never would have known that if I hadn't come out with this great thing and Cliff hadn't made that awesome drop.
Actually, I'd love to find audio of you saying that we could work into the drop.
We have a VHS somewhere, I'm pretty sure.
So, as we're doing this, Cliff's going to put a little film noir soundtrack behind it, a little score, because he always puts his touches.
The idea of all this new equipment was to get rid of the editing process. Edit on the fly. Record, have it all ready.
I can already
my God.
Should we set the scene just so they know what's happening?
Fred has stopped by, Walter Neff. Has stopped by to help this lady, Phyllis, renew her husband's car insurance, is what they're planning to do here. And they seem to have a little chemistry. As you'll see, it'll be apparent. The chemistry,
it will be very
It will leap into your head.
Electric.
Okay, so I guess we can't turn back now. I want to go on record before we ruin this that I was demanding that I got to be Phyllis.
He was very adamant.
So here we go.
Just imagine you're like Cheryl Blossom with that kind of.
Yeah. Now we don't need any interruptions here. I know you're going to want to be really excited about.
I'm waiting for my dialogue. Was it Keys?
Oh yeah, Keys.
Yeah,
Edward G. Robinson.
I left Keys out of it.
Edward G. Robinson.
But if Ka-Pow Theater is a hit,
it will take off.
It will take off and be a whole thing. We'll have four people in the scene, all kinds of stuff. Okay, here we go.
Let's get Cliff dialogue.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I told him. It's like, I recognize talent right away. I was like, I know people can deliver their lines, and I recognize people that can't. I knew right away. I needed to give Cliff the minimum number of lines. It's still almost.
How long ago was that we made that video?
Oh man. Yeah, if you guys ever want to see some great stuff,
we gotta dig that up and share it on Facebook again. Now that we have like twice the number of fans, we got like 8 fans.
8 people. Oh, anyway, okay, let's just get into it.
Why are we not filming?
Yeah, filming because I don't have a dress. I don't have a black and white dress. All right,
this should be going out live for the people.
This really should. Okay, don't interrupt anymore. I'm trying to get in character.
Well, I remember I would do certain rap songs or whatever, and I got no support. Just mockery.
That's true. All right. You're a smart insurance man, aren't you, Mr. Neff?
Well, I've been at it 11 years.
Doing pretty well?
It's a living.
You handle just automobile insurance or all kinds?
All kinds. Fire, earthquake, theft, public liability, group insurance, industrial stuff, and so on right down the line.
Accident insurance?
Accident insurance? Sure, Mrs. Dietrichson. Wish you'd tell me what's engraved on that anklet.
Just my name.
As for instance?
Phyllis.
Phyllis, huh? I think I like that.
But you're not sure?
I'd have to drive it around the block a couple of times.
Mr. Neff, why don't you drop by tomorrow evening about 8:30? He'll be in then.
Who?
My husband. You were anxious to talk to him, weren't you?
Yeah, I was, but I'm sort of getting over the idea, if you know what I mean.
There's a speed limit in this state, Mr. Neff. 45 miles an hour.
How fast was I going, officer?
I'd say around 90.
Suppose you get down off your motorcycle and give me a ticket.
Suppose I'll let you out with a warning this time.
Suppose it doesn't take.
Suppose I have to whack you over the knuckles.
Suppose I bust out crying and put my head on your shoulder.
Suppose you try putting it on my husband's shoulder.
That tears it. 8:30 tomorrow evening, then?
That's what I suggested.
Will you be here, too?
I guess so. I usually am.
Same chair, same perfume, same anklet?
I wonder if I know what you mean.
I wonder if you wonder. The voiceover now. It was a hot afternoon, and I can still remember the smell of honeysuckle all along that street. How could I have known that murder can sometimes smell like honeysuckle?
And
scene.
This is the weirdest thing we've done yet.
Oh my god. Thought she was going to wang him on the knuckles.
Why haven't we done that since?
I don't know. That was funny.
Well, we did the Ronald P. Tramp Saves Christmas last year, so that I mean that was something.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We did a couple of Running the Asylum scripts. So
yeah, that's it. I think that's all we've done.
Never the same thing twice, but stay tuned to episode 400. We'll have something.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is also around the time that we all started playing local trivia.
Ooh, true.
On the same subject, we went and played some trivia. Oh, he forgot about that. I was like, he forgot. Jordan, I woke up last week and I needed to sleep before work. I sleep like a half hour and I wake up and look at my phone.
Your spidey senses were tingling.
Yes, clearly. I was like, I feel like somebody messaged me or something. I look at it and Jordan's message. It's It's in honor of Stanley dying. It's Marvel night at trivia. Like, I was like, crap, I'm going to have to get in the phone booth.
So this is the pizza restaurant that does the weekly trivia. And it's not even pop culture. There's a lot of history and, you know.
It's God. No, there's a lot of Indy 500 geography.
So my brother, Coach Mayer, and his wife were wanting to go. They've been talking about, well, when's a good week for just us to go? He's like, you can come if you want. I'm like, okay, cool. I was debating. Okay, yeah, I can go do some trivia.
Right.
And then you're supposed to check their Facebook page. They give away an answer before. And there it is in black and white. In honor of Stan Lee, we're going to do all Marvel. I was like, hold the phone. We're play Thunder. We're walking in the door.
When Jordan came in, it was like there was saloon doors. You pushed them open. Everybody stopped and stared, dropped their shot glasses. There was a big to-do.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that message, I checked out. I was like, I'm no help. Oh.
Well,
Jesse knows how this goes.
I'm going to go, we'll get into slightly more detail. I'm going to go and get, not bury the lead. This was our first perfect score. It's the first perfect score we've ever witnessed, and it was, of course, us.
Right.
They weren't gimmies.
No,
they were not gimme questions. I honestly expected super easy gimme movie questions.
Although it was also the only time I've seen multiple teams leave before the end. I think it was the second question I hear, is Team 7 still here? Where'd Team 7 go? Oh, Team 7 bolted.
Right, yeah.
And then as another half hour, another team leaves.
Yeah, they knew their goose was cooked.
Peel out.
Yeah.
So I think it went from like 10 to either 6 or 7 by the end of the night.
Right.
Who was left?
Yeah, we changed. There was 3 questions that we actively changed the answer from what they had.
Mm-hmm.
We would go up and say, "That's not the answer."
You went full nerd on them.
Yeah, we were like, "That's a no."
Technically,
right? We definitely. What I remember specifically was the question was what in issue Amazing Spider-Man issue 236. Is that right? 36 or 38?
Yeah, 236.
236. I know what they did, but in 236, what national tragedy was this about? You know, was it a tribute to, or whatever? And it was 9/11. What other tribute would it be? But we went up.
Yeah, immediately I'm like,
that's not right.
36.
Right.
Which I say it's probably volume 2.
It was volume 2. Yeah. So whatever.
And then when they said they reread the question and were like, Spider-Man 36, and I heard somebody go, "No, what? Wait." I was like, that made a big difference.
They knew it. That's why I went up there and said that. I said that. I was like, you guys, it was volume 2, number 36, and they hated it because that was already like the second or third question we were correcting them on.
I think it was the second or third question was about this character and his Howling Commandos.
Yeah,
blah blah blah.
And I was like, Nick Fury, and I went up there and the guy shook his head no, and I thought he was talking to somebody else because
you're like, you don't say no.
Oh, no, you did not. And he was like, "That's not right." I was like, "You need to get your phone back out, buddy. It is Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos." Well, what he was going on was the first Avenger, Captain America.
In the movie,
wow. So they had to change their questions after they would ask them they're like, actually, okay, we've been corrected. They hated us. They were super upset, and that was what we were going for.
Yeah, that's what we were laughing. By the end of the night, they're like, they're never doing this again.
No. No. That's what it is, though, now. In the last 10 years, everybody thinks they're a Marvel expert.
Yeah.
And then we show up. Then the saloon doors open.
We should have named our team the Gatekeepers.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You want to come in here?
So how did everyone else stay?
When we went into the last question, it was a 3-way tie.
Yeah, there were several people who had gotten them all. So and not people who shop at my store. So I'm not sure where they're getting all this comic knowledge. I didn't recognize anybody.
But the last question was matching up the colors of the Infinity Stones with what stones they were.
So
what the names of them were. So it was movies.
They gave us all, the Soul Stone, the Power Stone. They gave us all that, and they gave us 6 colors. You just had to match them.
Oh, okay.
But we bet it all.
Are they the same in the movies? As they're different, aren't they?
Yeah. But the thing was, this was if the crowd, which would mostly just be movie people, had the ability.
I think they said specifically
from the movie.
Yeah, it was specifically. Yeah, you're right. Anyway.
But we regained that coupon. We got a large pizza coming back.
So, yeah, well, I don't know what the perfect score was. 160? Is that right?
Yeah, 80 times 2, 160.
Yeah, I like how you act like I can't do that. I did not know how many. Anyway, yeah, it was very satisfying for us to have got all those right. And like I said, they were not a bunch of gimme questions. And so it was nice that it wasn't just a cakewalk to the end.
I like that. The way you said it, like, as if I didn't know how to multiply. Times 2. Yeah, 80 times 2.
Just me doing the math in my own head, not.
I know, it was fun. Oh, yeah, that was a good time.
So not only do we do trivia outside the podcast, we occasionally do it on the podcast. And there was a game of trivia where we coined one of the phrases we're known for saying quite often after this.
Number 20. What X-Men supporting cast member is an ex-dancer? Maura McTaggart, Amanda Sefton, Jennifer Beals, Stevie Hunter. Yeah, that's an awful close name there. So which one is what X-Men supporting cast member is an ex-dancer? Seth.
Well, through process of elimination, I had it down to 2 names I didn't recognize. and I went with Stevie Hunter.
Correct answer is Stevie Hunter.
See, I recognize both. Maury McTaggart.
Sure.
Obviously from
the
Scotland. What's that place? She's known.
Yep. I can't. Scotland. What's this place? She's known.
She was in a movie. She was played by a famous, attractive actress. People know who she is.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not Jennifer Beals.
Right.
But I know the names Amanda Sefton and Stevie Hunter, but I cannot place what characters they are. I'm going to have to Google that.
Stevie Hunter just sounds like the dancer, right?
Yeah, it's like, I'm Stevie. I'm here to dance.
Apologies to anyone listening named Stevie.
Yeah.
So the answer is D, Stevie Hunter.
D, Stevie Hunter, that's right. All right. Question number 22. The Black Knight's sword was cursed in that if it were to draw blood, the Black Knight would A, turn to stone, B, lose his own life, C, switch souls with the victim, or D, get Jarvis to clean it up.
Wizard.
Arab Seamus. You're so funny.
This one's yours, Jordan. This is
none of these sounded right to me.
One of them did, but I mean, I'm still sketchy about whether I'm right or not. It was very complicated, there was a lot of different things that could happen depending on when it was.
I mean, I've read a number of comics with the Black Knight in them, and I said none of these really rang a bell. I think I picked Switch Souls with the Victim.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a comic booky thing.
The correct answer is A, turn to stone.
Lame.
So what good is a sword? Never mind. Bunch of hippie pacifist writers.
Can't have blood all over your
Can't have a knight without a
Comics
sword.
code.
Yeah.
23. Which being is not a resident of the negative zone? Blastar, Annihilus, Obliterex, or both A and B? Which would be
I was so worked up about that sword question I gave Cliff a right answer when he was actually wrong.
Which being is not a resident of the negative zone? Blastar, Annihilus, Obliterex, or both A and B? Well, I'm hoping a couple of them are not a resident.
Oh, Seth, your system is flawed.
Not paying off here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sir,
I thought for sure one of these was going to be right.
the correct answer is Obliterex. He's not a resident of the negative zone. Damn it.
Yeah.
Stuff has gotten tough in this CVIQ.
Yeah, Annihilus, like his main thing is being from the negative zone.
Yeah.
If you know literally anything about Annihilus,
I was hoping Obliterex
He chose A and B.
Blastar, yeah. I know. Annihilus is no. But
but you chose A and B. Did you choose D?
Dude, I didn't even.
What are you doing?
And I didn't know them, and I just chose A and B. I didn't know them, Jesse.
Okay. All right. So 24.
It is known.
The whole "it is known" thing became quite a running joke for a while. That voice you heard, you might recognize as Mr. Jesse Starcher, host of the Source Material comic podcast. We call him the OJ, the original Jesse. And he became a bit of a running joke all on his own.
Exciting announcement.
Ooh.
That you guys don't even know about.
Oh, man.
It won't really affect you.
Oh, great.
You'll probably never really reap any benefit from it.
That's fine.
But that RPG, one of the games we played is Dragon Age, and I wanted to have a guest star come play with my group. Just for
Hurley?
Huh?
Hurley?
No.
Rich Sommer.
Yeah. Almost. They are almost as good. Wanted to bring somebody in and play for a couple sessions, and I felt like I had heard him kind of show a little interest in it. So I put up the OJ signal.
Oh,
and he took the bait. He was into that. So
okay.
Thought he'd try it out. No experience necessary. I've got a very, yeah, that's right. I've got a a good group that's very welcoming, and will be, he can try it out and just, take a shot at it, have a little fun, and
Nice.
it's a little limited series, so he'll play a couple sessions and then leave, and if he might come back someday. Anyway, so we're excited about that. That's coming up next month.
Then we got the report after the fact.
And the other thing I was going to tell you.
Well, I met a weary traveler this week who had a tale to tell me, but I've forgotten his name. I wrote it down, but I've forgotten it now. It was like Clint Klatterberg or something.
Okay. That's the name of the episode. Clint Klatterberg.
And his name's Jesse, and he played some D&D with you, but I forgot. He told me his character's name.
Oh, Kenedrin.
Kenedrin.
Yeah, that sounds like
I'm sorry,
I'm curious to...
Write that down. Clint Klottenberg right now.
Hey, all you Clint Klottenberg out there. That's our new people. I'm curious to hear
because you had talked about inviting Jesse over, but we didn't hear the story of how it went.
Well, it's
and I promised him we'd at least
touch on it.
Yeah.
I was kind of just holding out till it was all done.
Oh, okay.
But we can touch on it. What did he say?
Oh, he told because I'm fascinated. Right. I've never gotten an invite.
Right. Well, I'm not going to invite somebody that I feel like is not interested. That would be pretty silly.
But I want to be Clint Klottenberg.
I'll make you a character. Clint Klottenberg, you just clean the camp. Clint Klottenberg, camp cleaner.
No, but I said I didn't know how seriously you all took it.
It's so funny. I'll tell you this. Wait, let me tell you. He comes in, sits down, and I said, and we're all sitting there, and I was like, okay, now tell us your history with a role-playing game. And he was like,
oh my God, there's a test.
I just wanted
started sweating.
I wanted to know. I was like, the reason I invited you, reason I even considered you, your name popped up in my head was just because I remember him posting years ago on Facebook a little cartoon that showed like a bad experience playing D&D. It was basically just nobody paying attention, and whatever. And he was like, "This is what I remember of playing D&D." And I thought, what a terrible memory, if that's your impression of it. And I said that to him, and he said, "Well, I played with this guy, and he did like this voice and whatever, and we all looked at each other like, oh crap." Because I will try to talk like different, I don't do voices very well, but I'll be just have maybe a slightly different accent or something just to separate things. He never made faces or anything, but it was just funny that he led with that, and I was like, uh-oh.
I don't want to play with some moron that does voice.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I want to know is, is the TV on in the background, and you're all on your phones and just kind of half-heartedly throwing the dice, and it's more like a book club, you're all just chatting, or I was like, is there costumes and props? And all he's like, oh, there were some props.
Oh, yeah.
He had music playing to set the mood.
Yeah.
So he seemed to have enjoyed himself.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, it was... We usually are not sitting there on our phones. Anybody is welcome to check their phone here, and we don't care about that. But it's like, you're not going to be just sitting there on your phone the whole time. But if it's kind of focusing on somebody else, by all means. And this isn't that hardcore. But yeah, we get into it, and anyway.
Way to go, Clint Kloppenhopper.
Anyway,
Clint Klattenberg.
He must have enjoyed it because he came back a second time.
He's back. It's exciting.
And then we played some Dragon Age. We had old original Jesse came back for his second guest starring session.
Clint
Klattenberg came back, and he had a rough sesh, guys. His goat, Steve, got ate by a dragon. And that's bad. And he said, what was funny was, they've never even seen a dragon in this game. We've been playing for 4 years. It's called Dragon Age. We've been playing for 4 years. I like the slow
That's the Game of Thrones method. Like,
Right.
tease the dragon.
I totally have drug it out forever. Seriously, 4 years. Nobody in the main group has died, and they never saw a dragon. And then in Jesse's first session, we had a character die. In his second session, we finally saw a dragon. He thought he saw a dragon at the beginning of the session. He called it a winged rabbit because it was in the garden. Anyway, Jesse's a funny guy. And then, and his goat got killed and his brother got killed. So he had a rough time. And then
that sounds like a bad day.
Yeah. And then he got kidnapped at the end. So Jesse's gone and we're officially naming the search. Clint Clattenburg is out there somewhere. We're calling it the search for Jesse. And so that's their goal now. Whatever.
I feel like that's what we call this podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Search for Jesse's. Search for Jesse's. That's the name of the show.
Like and share, 5 stars.
So now the next few months we're searching for Jesse. So
months? Just months or weeks?
I like to throw it around. One of the players asked me tonight, is anybody coming this session? I was like, we have a special guest. They're like, is it Jesse? Is it Jesse? I was like, well, if you find him, it will be. So I
just like to imagine Jesse will stay with you.
He was in the basement now.
You give him a spare room.
He is being super quiet downstairs right now. He can come up at any more. You find him, he'll be here. But I explained it to Jesse. I was like, Jesse, if they find you, you'll come walk in the door, and it will blow their minds. Trust me. I was like, so it's gonna be super cool. He's way into it. He's just glad I didn't kill him off. He wants to come back, so it's definitely gonna happen.
Took a while, but it paid off.
2 years and 7 months.
Technically, those are months.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, so here's a few more of our favorite moments. Here's just a few rapid fire ones in a row. This first one proves our recent obsession with actors' eyes are not a new phenomenon. We've been at that a while.
Been happening for a little bit. Now, there was something I noticed. Michael's not here, so I'm going to bring this up. There was something I noticed, I guess I didn't in Civil War. T'Chaka, the older version of him when he gets killed. What's up with the eye?
He must have a glass eye.
That's what I assume, but is that
I didn't notice it till this movie, but it was very obvious that he either had a glass eye or it just didn't move. He obviously couldn't move it.
Right.
Yeah.
Was that just something that came along with the actor, or was that did they pick an actor because of a character?
I was kind of assuming it was for Forrest Whitaker. Anyone who was related had to have that lazy eye, like the younger actor who played young Forrest Whitaker.
He had it too.
All this first 20 minutes of all.
Hey, I love Forrest Whitaker, crazy eye and all.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about people's eyes.
What about his face? Was it the right?
Was it elongated?
And then what were the group of?
I got to converse with the entire Lowe family that day.
What's up?
Yeah.
I didn't know they all really existed. I thought they just kind of stepped in for each other.
Even Justin was out front. He was in full Star-Lord outfit, minus pants.
Oh,
didn't have the long pants on.
That sounds like a Lowe.
He didn't know he was cosplaying until he got there. He didn't pack Star-Lord pants. Yeah. So we actually, all three brothers ended up wearing the Star-Lord costume.
I was going to say, I thought you were wearing it at one point.
It got more
moist
as the day went on. So he got a clean coat.
Yeah. The rest of you are sticking to it. You're welcome, people.
I was also letting you know that. Yeah, we stand there, my store is just a few feet from the street. So we stand out there in the grass and wave and, get people to honk. And we had a couple cardboard standees. I had a Captain America and a Hulk. My nephews were Spider-Man. And the little one switched. I think he was 4 different costumes throughout the day.
Nice.
So I didn't wear the costume a ton, just for a little bit. And when I walked outside in full gear, there was like a family taking pictures with the cardboard standees. and switching. Everyone got a picture with it, and I walk out like, "Hello, everyone," and they're like, "Well, time to go." Like they did not. They were very happy to get a picture with flat cardboard, but
Wow.
Oh, well.
Where did you guys see it? Here in town? In Marietta?
I saw it.
we saw it with Bucky.
Oh, that's right.
We both saw it with Bucky separately.
Yes.
We have to tell you that Bucky,
So
the
when
famous Bucky.
you went very early to
Yes.
see it.
I went on Friday.
Friday that it
afternoon. No, everybody was working. I couldn't find anybody, so of course I went by myself. And
Solo?
no, I'm not saying that. So I walk in, and there comes Bucky with some friend of his. I was like, well, hell, he went to a movie with an ogre last time I heard, and so I was there with Bucky. We talked about the movie afterwards, and then Jordan goes.
I, through no fault of my own, I didn't see it for like 2 weeks after. And I went to the Tuesday cheap $5 showing here locally, and I walk in, and who is standing there but Bucky, there to see Solo for the second time.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
It is great. Of all the show times in the last 3 weeks,
yeah,
you walked into mine, Bucky.
Yeah. all the
gin joints and all that.
That's it. Almost. Now that I think about it, this can't be coincidence. He wants to go to the movies with everybody.
Yeah, he does. I ran into Bucky.
He just hangs out in the lobby, and then if he sees a podcaster comes in,
then
he buys a ticket.
Finally.
I saw him Saturday when I was filling my truck up.
It's getting creepy.
And he wandered over and was like, "So, what'd you think of Solo?" And I was like, we had a little discussion. He's like, I said, "Well, I only saw it one time." He's like, "Well, I think I'm going to go see it again."
When's Jordan going?
I was like, "Well, here's when you need to go. Tuesday." So,
but I hung out with Bucky that night on Tuesday, and then Wednesday night I ran out to Lower Salem to watch my nieces play on their t-ball team. And Bucky's little sister plays on that same team, so Bucky was at the baseball game as well.
What's your niece's team's name?
The niece's team are the Asylum Comics.
What?
I sponsored their team this year and
That's
got them all
awesome.
Asylum Comics shirts. Cool. And then Bucky came into the store on Thursday, so I had 3 days of Bucky in a row.
wow.
Awesome
Yeah,
stuff
so that was my grab.
Tell us what you love. Well, that's not. I
couldn't tell my Kashikis apart.
Yeah. Well, first off, we have to get this on the table.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. This is called redemption. I just want to tell you. When I saw that 15 minutes in the movie, I wanted to leave and go scream from the hilltops that they said Kashikian. Like, it was amazing. I was like, I can't wait. I was busting, squirming in my seat. Like, I could not wait to get that off my chest.
That was the first thing I did as I exited the theater was I messaged you because I knew Seth was the only one that had seen it before me out of the four of us. So immediately
you'd let me know. Yeah. Oh man, I was like, that was so great. I just was giddy when I heard him say it. I was like, that's right. That's a thing.
It's that makes it canon.
It is canon, as if we didn't already.
You're right.
Ka-Pow canon is now Lucas canon.
Awesome.
No, that was I think that may have been a So Pro throwback right there.
Wow. Yeah.
You're gonna have to check one of the other best of to get the full Kashiki story.
But I don't know. Yeah, the last 20 years, every role is just bigger than life. Tom Cruise.
Ever since that Scientology kicked in,
allegedly.
You're always watching our court
I am the Ka-Pow legal counsel.
Yeah, that's it. This is our legal plan. Anytime anyone says anything questionable, Jordan jumps in and says allegedly. Okay.
Just so you know, because I didn't know how long the top 10 was going to go. I have Riverdale content.
Actually, Jordan and I were talking about this, because we record every 2 weeks, and so the next time we're scheduled to record, he'll be at the Bigfoot
Mothman.
That's all.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Same thing. The same people.
Different title. It's all the same people.
Yeah, same Disney, DreamWorks, same thing. Sir, if I had a glove, I would slap you with it.
Yeah, so while he's at the Mothra Festival, it's just going to be 7
My mom's name is Mothra.
Hey, Mothra.
So save your notes.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
So it just so happened the bounce back offer that was running currently right now is it's free dining, which is going to go away forever at some point. We're all just kind of waiting. We know it's a promotion that's on its last leg. They're not going to do, but you can, if you do dining plan, you get free dining. You save a ton of money by doing that. So I had to take
all the blue milk you can drink.
Exactly.
All the frogs you can pull out of
But you got to drink it right out of the nipple.
That's the green. No, that's the green milk, not the blue milk.
Four nippler.
Family style.
Exactly.
Yeah. In case you didn't know, Disney.
You got to get some of the right upper.
Disney is they're in the process of eliminating straws in their theme parks.
Yeah.
So that's how we're replacing them
with nipples. I have always been a proponent for this.
Yeah. So, anyways, I did book my book a trip for. I'm just gonna. Just keep going. Keep going. Push right through it.
Freudian nip.
I push. Gosh.
Guys. Now.
Oh my.
The Freudian nip slip.
I don't know that I've ever heard a more perfect Freudian slip in my life.
Wow, that was good. That was good.
We didn't stop being juvenile there.
Oh, no.
And then kind of the big story of the year was Batman Damned, which we haven't have not talked about. This was Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo. They have teamed up on several stories before. They did the Joker one-shot. They did a Lex Luthor one-shot. Amazing detailed painted art. And this was the first book from the Black Label imprint that was meant to be not only mature readers, but this was supposed to attract the best of the best writers and the best artists to tell whatever kind of story they wanted. No continuity concerns, like Grant Morrison's All-Star Superman. They're the next printing of that will have the Black Label logo on it. These are timeless, iconic stories, and they said whatever format fits it best. If it wants to be a graphic novel, if it wants to be a mini series, if it wants to be oversized, undersized, whatever makes it work for the art. We're sacrificing anything else for the end product art.
Well, I can think of a new placement for the Black Label.
Yeah.
So this it's going to be a 3-issue miniseries bi-monthly, and it was oversized. It wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit.
That's what I heard. I didn't buy it.
It won't fit in a bag and a board. It won't fit in a long box. So I read it Tuesday night before it came out Wednesday, and I'm flipping through it. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Who drew the dicks?
Leave for me. So, yes, Batman is naked.
Yeah.
It's not gratuitous. It's all in shadow.
Yeah.
But one of the most famous comic book characters ever created was naked in a couple panels. And it was about vulnerability, and it was about, him being weak and, stripping off the what makes him the
pretty
Bat.
healthy to me.
Listen, Peanut Gallery, if you're just going to cut up, we're not going to... But yeah, so I looked at it and went, wow, okay, that's new. But, okay, we're all mature.
Yeah, apparently not.
We're telling mature stories. And then the next day, the internet took it and ran with it.
Mm.
So it was, I know Colbert made jokes about it, Seth Meyers made jokes, it was on Bleeding Cool every 2 minutes, had a new article about so-and-so's reaction to this. And DC, oh God, it's so hard to root for DC, shut up. It's so hard to root for DC sometimes because
They backtrack on something?
Yeah, they've already censored it on the digital version.
Right.
And they said, well, the second printing will be edited as well. It's like, well, then why'd you do it in the first place?
Right.
And then they announced...
they wanted people talking about it.
Then they announced they're not doing a second printing. So not only is this book... It's not a graphic novel. It's not a full story. And not only this book was every 2 months, so the next issue wouldn't be out till November anyway. And they announced, well, it's already running kind of late, so it'll be a couple weeks even later. And then we're not reprinting the first issue. So
they got the bat eraser out.
Everyone who bought,
I was in the pool.
Yeah.
Everyone who bought this first issue, a lot of them were speculators and buying it because it's really valuable, and it did shoot up on eBay and went crazy on the price. And the people I'm sure who just wanted to read it now can't find it, and it's not being reprinted. So my question is, who is going to buy issue 2?
Robin.
They're going to have to top. They're going to have to top what happens. But yeah, so issue 1.
I've got jokes all day.
The people who bought.
I don't know
That's
what
us
else
at our
to
best,
say.
y'all. That's us at our best. Well, this is going on. This is a long episode, but we cannot leave without talking about what has really been the bedrock of this podcast for the longest time, and that is the television show Riverdale. These episodes were right at the peak of the Dale. This was right as season 2 was ending, and we were getting that payoff from the Black Hood. And right at the start of season 3, Griffins and Gargoyles, the mystery was just kicking off. So this, we maybe didn't know it at the time, but we were experiencing peak Riverdale. So here's some of our favorite moments from the Dale.
Okay, so we need to figure out. We like to randomly pick who goes first, so because someone might get to be the one with the last movie or whatever.
Rock, paper, scissors. 4-way.
Okay, you guys all do it and I'll play the winner. Okay, here we go.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I threw the bang.
You win.
Okay, so Jordan
Rock, paper,
and
scissors,
Michael
fang.
and I all threw scissors and Cliff threw serpent fang, so he wins.
Dang it.
I should have known.
Oh, I should have thrown paper of the blue and gold newspaper.
Oh, that would have been, I don't know who wins that. Blue and gold's very powerful. Okay, we need to stop talking about Riverdale.
No, never.
Okay.
We're going to have Riverdale.
I knew it was Riverdale Day when Cliff, your daughter, walked through my yard with an HBIC shirt on.
She's not supposed to wear that outside the house.
She sure did. She came walking through my yard. I was like, what the hell?
Sid Thorne's in charge.
I was like, I guarantee that's what they told her that stood for.
Yeah, that's not what we told her. So my daughter may be a little obsessed with Riverdale to the fact that every time we go to the mall, the local mall here, and we have to go to Hot Topic to see what kind of Riverdale merch they have. And every time we go, we come out with about $40 worth new Riverdale stuff. But yeah, my wife wasn't going to let her get that t-shirt. Like, this was months and months ago. And she was like, no, you're 10 years old. You can't wear a shirt that says HBIC. It's the Vixens,
I know what it is.
yeah,
I saw it.
for the muggles out there. Little did my wife know at that time that I had already bought that shirt for my wife. And then it turns out Carly went and bragged about something to one of her friends her friend that doesn't even watch Riverdale, her mom went out and bought her the shirt. So then my wife went immediately, as soon as she came home and told us that, so-and-so has that shirt. She's not allowed to wear it to school though. My wife immediately went out and bought the shirt for our daughter. So just to be the cool mom, and now they have matching head BIC.
So you got the hot dads and the cool moms.
That's right.
Riverdale.
So season 2 is...
AKA Cherry Bombshell. I've never heard this. AKA Cherry Bombshell.
Yeah, she's used that before.
Oh, okay. Well, so Cliff, this is Cliff sending us 1 million cherry emojis. Sorry, Cliff. Cliff is not here, so we're gonna.
I will give Cliff credit. I'm pretty sure he's the first one to.
I said I wanted this to happen.
Was it Cliff or was it you that said Shoney? Like
I think it was me.
Okay,
I'm giving myself credit. If anyone wants to go back and find,
I couldn't remember if it was Choney or Chosey.
Well, it's because it was back during the Chosey episodes where they were kind of playing that.
Oh,
and then I thought it was Cliff. He's claiming it's him. I'm just waiting for Choney. They said because I like Tony Topaz.
I think
that was months ago, and now it's happening. So somebody needs to get credit for.
Oh yeah, somebody go back and find that.
Well,
I feel like maybe I just wanted it in my heart, and Cliff actually said it.
Yeah, I'm giving the credit to Cliff.
We all wanted it in our hearts in other areas, but.
We all collectively.
But I think Choney and Chosey are too close together, so I think we need to decide whether it's Tossum or Blowpaz.
Blowpaz was the best. Oh my god!
Because I get them too confused, so we need one that's not. It's obviously what we're talking about.
If I ever have twins, that's their names.
Toss them, get in there. Help your sister blow past.
Anyway, she says, feel free to tremble. And she says, get your sapphic serpent hands off my body. Which... I looked up sapphic because I kind of had a vibe here, but it always refers.
Get your sapphic.
It remained Blowpaz ever since.
And we got Veronica has a kissing booth for her.
That was weird.
Wow.
It's not one of those things that, if you read an Archie comic in the 50s or 60s, that would be a fun thing. Yeah. But this show is not that.
Yeah.
So.
I like that they try to stick that stuff in there. Like, this would be totally cool if we just drew this.
Yeah.
Locally sourced kisses. Line up. And then, Barbethel has to ruin it. Sexualizing the election, Veronica.
She's a real wet blanket.
She really is. Yeah. She's like, ugh. Anyway. Movie. Denis Villeneuve.
And I said after the musical episode, I was a little bit, that was a little bit of a letdown. But then we kick off this episode.
And it's white hot awesome.
With the Riverdale cheerleaders in their morning uniforms.
Yes.
Now they have black unis and even the black pom-poms for that extra special bit.
Now we all three
have that on hand.
Yeah, we all three went to different high schools. Did your cheerleaders have morning outfits?
No. I'm pretty sure they use the same outfits for years on end because there's no budget for them. So Riverdale must be doing all right.
Ours only had one pair of pants. So then,
but I do at my funeral. Please add black pom poms to the proceedings.
Oh my gosh, we will.
Yes,
we will carry black pom poms.
I want everyone in attendance.
We will sing.
All 12 of you.
I've always said I will sing at your funeral.
Michael will be up front.
My Falloony. No, my Patronus.
My Patronus.
I can't keep all our amazing songs.
I've got a whole album's worth. Anyway, it's coming out. So we got what are we calling Betty and Cheryl? Because I like that pairing.
Ooh, Chebby.
What?
Chebby.
That's not what I was. That's the title of the episode. And they're really laying this cousin thing on thick. Like they say cousin all the
Cheryl
time.
Cheryl certainly does.
Yeah, Cheryl really likes having a cousin. And she's like, cousin, you look harrowed. He's ready to look. And meanwhile, Andre shows up at the Andrews house. See her pick up Veronica. And I was like, I thought at this point, we hadn't seen Andre, I thought, and since the mop
shot him.
Yeah. And now he's totally fine.
Yeah, totally.
What the hell is going on? I need an explanation.
She didn't
for
shoot
that.
him in the foot. He can still press the gas.
I guess, but shouldn't he have lashed out like a maimed animal and went out killing everyone?
Just running on instinct.
Maybe it's like Andre is a series of like cyborgs. That just
I would not doubt it. Anything's on the table.
T3000.
It could be any of these.
Andre 3000.
Yes. Come on.
I'm writing that down.
I already did. Okay, so.
Forever.
This really is peak Riverdale time right here. Like, oh man, I missed that.
This was where every episode was longer than the actual show. We talked about it for way longer than the show aired.
Yeah, I still don't feel like anybody was doing the in-depth coverage and deciphering of every little thing like we did in every episode.
So they're down in the bunker. The other guys are going to have oh no, Betty is upset because she wants help from Jug to break out Archie, and he's too busy playing his stupid game. But you don't understand.
I was impressed with how many candles they could fit in the bunker.
Yeah, I don't have that many.
It's wall-to-wall candles.
This is like a terrible hazard. They're underground.
There's only one fire escape.
Yeah, one fire escape. And at any moment, a redhead could fall through the top of it.
That's true.
So
he was so oiled up for his abs. He's a fire hazard.
He plopped down like a game drum.
He could combust at any time.
So
you wouldn't be able to come down that ladder if you were that oiled up either.
Oh no.
His hands are just
yeah, that'd been hilarious if it slipped down. Okay. It's gonna make their quest.
We introduced our favorite unimportant side character during this time as well. So here's our introduction to the MVP of the show.
So then we get a call from the coroner's office. Who was it, Cliff? Remember this guy's name?
I don't remember his name now.
Dr. Curdle.
Is that from the comics? Did the comics need a coroner character
right.
in the original ones? Did they visit the morgue on more than one occasion in the old Archie book?
The point being, the coroner calls for Alice. Betty answers, he thinks it's Alice.
He tells her he's got a warm body for her.
Yeah. So Alice's ghoulish friend.
Yeah. Unidentified male.
Implying that's how Alice gets these hot tips for the newspaper, that she's got a man on the inside.
Dilton was raving about the Gargoyle King. And then you gotta watch for this. Jughead took his hat off here. So we'll see if he got any more serious. Yeah. Maybe you and I should investigate this together. And she'll try to see if Dr. Curdle can get him into the coroner's office. So a reappearance of Dr. Curdle.
But it's Dr. Curdle Jr.
Yeah.
That was my biggest laugh of maybe this show's whole run, that the man had the name tag on that said Dr. Curdle Jr. on his name tag. That gave me so much joy.
Just don't want to get confused. Dr. Curdle's my dad. Then we see Dr. Curdle Jr. His father passed away. I don't know why or what. What happened? That guy was like, I am not going to be on the show anymore.
That contract was up.
Toxicology report revealed lethal. So Dr. Curdle is
Junior.
Oh my God. That was a great moment.
You can't say it. You can't say it wrong. It just can't be done.
He has a name tag. It says it right on there.
I can't believe I got those two confused.
And those were not all from the same episode. Those are all from episodes like dozens apart. Because anytime he was on the screen for 30 seconds, we had to dive in.
Talk about it for 15 minutes.
Did we ever delve into the fact that in some reality he would have had to like inter his own father?
He's the only one working in the day.
Yeah.
So. All right, so like we said, we were going long on all these episodes. We were going way late into the night, so we always save Riverdale for last. So this is us giddy and sleep deprived and getting loopy and loopier as the night went on. So this is usually why the Riverdale ones were so loose and so ridiculous. So there's one more clip left to play. It's all about Riverdale. It's another long one. But again, I think this just captures... I'm assuming there's people who maybe don't listen to the Riverdale episodes because they don't watch it or don't care about the show. But here is a taste of what you're missing. This is not anything specifically special, but this is just... I'd say this is a good encapsulation of 1,000 different Riverdale talks here. It's just in just a few minutes of how they usually go.
But meanwhile, at this moment, we get a new character who is played by Riley Keough. You told me the other day she would be in it, and I was like, whatever this goes, I'm just going to make a recommendation to anyone that is interested.
You're creepier than Dr. Girdle Jr.
Yeah. There's a show, was on Showtime, called The Girlfriend Experience with Riley Keough, and it's worth checking out.
Why?
She's naked. You asked. I wasn't going to say it. No, she was in Logan Lucky. That was the name of the movie.
Logan Lucky, It Comes at Night, Fury Road, Mad Max Fury Road.
Yes.
I looked at IMDb. She's in like 5 movies this year. She's having a big moment. She's kind of an indie actress.
She's finally reached the peak of Riverdale.
And apparently she just tweeted one day, I'd like to be on Riverdale. And I read the tweet and read some of the comments. And half the comments were, yes, God, you were made for this. Please do it. And the other half were, no, please don't. It was all the indie movie fans were like, do not do this. But she literally just like, that'd be a cool show to be on. And they're like, get her, quick, cast her.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
And I did not, she is Elvis's oldest grandkid.
Yeah. She definitely looks like a Presley.
Yeah, she's Lisa Marie Presley and Danny Keough had a daughter.
I mean, you can see it. Absolutely. So,
and you're oogling her. She's royalty.
She's royalty. I like it.
She's the king's granddaughter.
I love her. I thought for a second this one girl was from Hereditary. The other girl, what was her name?
She probably
Gracie.
She probably tweeted she wanted to be on too.
Yeah.
Well, we should tweet.
We should. We could be on Riverdale.
I know how to work this thing. It does.
What level do you have to be to just?
I don't know. I asked Jordan. I said, I don't know how long this phone's going to last. I've calculated the rest of the season, and I'm going to take 54,000 screenshots. They can't possibly be set up to do that. He's like, you don't have to take that many. I was like, yes, I do. I can't follow the plot if I don't.
I mean, imagine them going on like a true crime podcast to try to solve some clue, and we as the guest stars. I mean, come on, that would.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
We've got it on Seth's phone.
I'll be like,
and we'd be screenshotting ourselves on TV and then talking about us.
So many layers.
On TV.
It's Riverdaleception.
We have to address too that the cat's out of the bag a little bit on how we do this.
What? Brilliant and scary. Stop.
Yeah. Our chief benefactor, Justin Lowe, apparently asked the other day.
It was another person who's never seen one episode of Riverdale.
But he's
a faithful listener.
He doesn't have to watch it. We can cover it all, scene by scene. And he wanted to know, apparently, how, if Seth was some sort of savant, or does he just keep the most meticulous notes in the history of man? And Jordan had to break the ice and let him know that.
Well, basically, how many kinds of savant are there? I'm the kind you're thinking of.
Well,
so
there's also some great AV Club quotes.
Oh,
about
here we
Riverdale.
go. I didn't look them up.
I wasn't ready for this either. It's 7,000 messages.
So Riley is playing a character called Lori Lake, and she's got Gracie there with the shotgun. And they got one question for these guys. You boys like stew? Sure enough, they do. They eat outside at the picnic table. Have some stew. What's the AV Club say?
The AV Club hits the nail right on the head. AV Club, talking about episode 40 or chapter 41, is one of those Riverdale episodes where if you were to explain a large portion of it to anyone who knows absolutely nothing about Riverdale,
which is exactly what we do,
amen, you would sound very out of touch with reality.
Yes.
That's technically true of every episode, especially after the first season. But imagine having someone who knows nothing about this show watch any of the scenes where Jughead goes on and on about the Gargoyle Gang. Then imagine them trying to understand why you watch this show. Just to be clear, I'd argue these scenes are exactly why anyone should watch this show.
That's right.
It's a scene that has to be seen to be believed, beginning in a tent city that not even anyone who watches weekly understands the reason behind.
Yes, all of that.
They had said in an earlier review that sometimes the shows are a drag and it's actually more fun just describing what's happening.
It is.
Which is exactly what we do.
We're fun doing this
that is
than
our
watching
game.
the show. To talk about it and actually say, what? is what we're doing here. So Archie thinks a farm this size should have more people working on it.
But he just automatically...
Clark Kent did it for years. It was only one of him.
Yeah, true.
But Archie's just like ready to move in. Yeah. Like, let's settle down, Jug. We're home.
This makes no sense.
But they went like, I mean,
that's some good
feet out of town.
That's Stu we're sticking around for, boy.
Let's live here forever.
Let's see what else they'll cook.
Yeah. True. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's all in. He's like, let's get out of town. I gotta get out. People die wherever I go. Hey, there's a barn. Let's save people die when I go there. Well, a lot of men in town are at a job down the river.
Yeah, because all the men are gone completely. There's no men whatsoever.
Well,
only women.
There was her father and her brother went. They came back every now and then.
We were on an end game.
Yeah. Exactly, Ross.
Archie's ready to move on.
Yeah. I've seen this episode. So she's like, you got someplace to stay, right? If you don't mind sleeping in the barn. This is like the farmer's daughter thing where the farmer's daughter is telling you to sleep in the barn and don't come in the house. It's weird. So what could we do to repay you?
Can we just get to the shaving part? Because that...
The what?
I'm dying to talk about that.
The what?
Where she shaves him.
We'll get there. Settle down. Slow
And
burn.
I feel like we missed the first half where, like, you know, she shaves the abs.
Yeah.
Shaves the
It was
chest.
just all of a sudden, I'm like, what is going on right now?
Squeaky
Does she
clean.
do this for everybody?
If they move bales of hay.
Yeah, she'll just straddle you and grab that straight razor.
That jawline.
I told you, watch the Girlfriend Experience on Showtime. I had free
we can't
weekend.
we can't have any stray stubble on that jawline.
Oh, no.
No, then they won't be able to see him. Jughead's like, this place
What's happening? Where are we?
This is
why we do Riverdale second.
all of your life has led to this.
Every choice I've made
Right right here.
Yes,
Right
in the
now.
infinite realities of the multiverse.
Yeah. No matter what, I've looked at all of them, and they all bring you right here in this moment. So don't bother regretting anything. You always end up right here.
Wow.
No place I'd rather be.
That's funny.
Oh, that's it. That's 300, guys.
Oh my gosh. I bet there are people out there that don't get to I feel sorry for them that they don't have somebody recording their lively conversations
Yes.
with their friends, making songs and clips and all kinds of stuff. So we can relive them and get a little nostalgic about old jokes.
I said we're timely. We talk about what's going on currently, but we're outdated the minute. I mean, before we ever published, we're outdated. So
Yeah.
I feel good that it's still entertaining. That we can still listen back to things that's old news and still get some enjoyment out of them. So I take pride in that.
Yeah. I was really waiting for an allegedly payoff.
Mm.
You set up the allegedly, and then I really wanted an allegedly payoff.
Again, that was a running joke. Like I know I said that quite a lot, but that that was the impetus of that.
Good stuff.
So, yeah, we are onward and upward.
Yeah, it's funny. At the beginning of this episode, we were talking about, well, at this point in the podcast, our episodes were all extremely long and 2 hours. You know, we were trying to keep it under 2 hours, and I'm looking at my timer going, oh boy. We've been at this one for a while.
We had to recapture that same magic. Hey, it's an anniversary. We're allowed to indulge.
Yeah. Yep.
Nothing to leave on the cutting room floor.
Oh, good stuff.
All right. So, hey, thank you again to longtime listeners, first-time listeners, patrons, whoever is out there listening to us. If you've ever given us a shot, we thank you. I want to thank you guys for always being there and taking time out of your days, all the extra work you do on this, all those screenshots, all that editing and sound making.
All those notes, you take all those notes. See,
write the script.
Yeah, I was looking for a GIF yesterday, and you realized we were doing this episode. I was looking for a GIF of you shuffling notes frantically.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like work. It feels like play.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. Yeah, it is funny because we don't go off a script. You know, a lot of podcasters plan their shows, every kind of segment and minute, and it's going to be this long. I'm going to talk about this for this long, and we have never done that. We have always been just off the cuff. 5 minutes before we hit record, we're like, what are we going to do? Give me an idea. And it's always kind of worked.
Do those other shows have listeners? Maybe that's what we're missing.
Yeah, is that why we don't have complaints?
Yeah, maybe a bare minimum of preparation would lead to something. I don't know.
Nah.
Yeah.
What's the point? Actually, our numbers have been up lately. So, again, thank you. Thank you to everybody out there. And that's a big round number. It doesn't mean very much, but it's cool to hit 300.
There's a lot of podcasts out there, but, you know, there's only a certain percentage that stick with it for 300 episodes. That's a lot. That's a lot of anything. So, you know,
we're gonna get that vote next time for best of the MOV. I can feel it.
We'll just outlast them.
Don't enter us.
Anything else? Any other celebratory words?
No, so. I mean, not really. The hundreds seem to come faster nowadays. Than they, you know, that first 100, it seemed like it took forever to get there. But in thinking about those first 100 episodes, like, I think, oh, the audio was terrible. Everybody, well, we still talk over each other, but in those first, 100 episodes, I still remember like, so there were just things that we could never duplicate again. And then here we are, 200 episodes after that, and we're still trying new stuff. We're, whatever comes to mind, we're up for. We'll see. We'll throw it at the wall, see what sticks, and keep what we like, and toss what we don't. And that's just what makes it fun. So the only thing, consistently, I know we haven't done this last season, we've only done half of the last season of Riverdale so far. So, expect that to be coming back around. But other than that, it's just, keep it fresh and whatever floats our boat, we'll talk about, I guess.
Except I can promise you another clip show for 400. We're not changing what works.
True.
All right. Thank you once again to everybody out there. We love you. We are Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture Podcast, and my name is Jordan Blow.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
Seth, bye forever.
Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture Podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a comment. Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture Podcast, is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, and wherever podcasts can be found. You can connect with us through social media on Facebook, YouTube, at the Ka-Pow Podcast on Twitter, or email the show, Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture Podcast, @gmail.com. If you really want to go the extra mile, please sign up to be a patron through the Podbean app or our website, www.udownwithkpp.com, to receive special content and early access to some episodes. We are grateful to anyone that chooses to contribute, but please know that most of our content will always remain free, so please continue to like, comment, and share.